What's up, everybody? Dan Stewart here, the Ignorant American. I'm back with another rugby reaction video as part of the Sports I Don't Know series. And as promised, we are diving into the Six Nations Cup. Now, I know the final round of games is coming up this Saturday. I'm really excited about it. We have 3 teams still alive that can win, so I'm going to be watching those matches live. It'll be the first time I've seen a rugby match from beginning to end, and I am really excited about it. In the meantime, I want to put out a couple reaction videos to previous games. And what I want to do is focus on our 3 teams that are still in the running or still sort of alive to actually even have a shot at winning the tournament. So we'll talk more about that in a second. Let me just tell you about the format. So I couldn't find any really good highlight videos that were lengthy and showed sort of continuous blocks of the game. I found shorter highlight videos from the Six Nations tournament. So what I did was I used the timings within the game from those highlight videos to pick out larger blocks of the game for us to watch here together and for me to react to. So the blocks of time that I picked out are centered around important moments in the game. But we'll see how this format works. Please give me some feedback in the comments below. If you like this style, great. If you think instead we should just watch short little 4-minute highlight videos, we can do that as well. I just think this is going to be better for me to see the fluidity and continuity of the different phases of the game. So we're going to check that out. And then finally, I'm filming this video and the next video that I'm going to release in a couple days today. So any feedback you do give me in the comments on this video today, you'll see incorporated at a later date, just not in the next video that I'm going to release on Friday, which is going to be another one, like I said, of the one of the previous Six Nations Cup matches. As always, keep throwing me that feedback. Love all the tips and suggestions. And even though, like I said, since the videos are being done today, both of this one and the next one, you won't see any of your feedback incorporated. I can tell you guys, I am reading every single comment and trying to internalize as much as I can from what you're giving me. So keep throwing that stuff at me. Absolutely love it. With that said, let's dive in here. And first, let's just talk a little bit and center ourselves at where we are going into the 5th round of matches. So we have Wales in the lead right now with 4 wins. England in second, and Ireland with a close third at 16, 15, and 14 points respectively. What's pretty cool is Wales is playing Ireland, as you guys are probably aware, on Saturday. So all 3 of these teams are alive. Let's just really quickly run through my understanding of the possible outcomes. Okay, number 1, Wales wins, they win the tournament. It's a Grand Slam, I believe is what it's called. 5 wins, no losses or draws. If Wales loses, they open the door. So if Ireland beats Wales and England loses, Ireland is the champion. If Ireland beats Wales and England wins, England's the champion. And then finally, if Wales and Ireland draw and England wins, England's the champion. Any other outcome where Wales is winning or drawing and anything else happens, Wales is the champion. So a few different possible outcomes. The real important thing is England needs to win, and then either Wales or Ireland need to win. And pretty much these folks all need to win come this Saturday, which makes it really exciting. And for the first match, we're going to be watching Wales and England's match from earlier in the tournament. And then the video I'm going to release on Friday, filming later today, will be England and Ireland. So all this is really exciting. And then next week, we'll do some sort of recap video of these final round of matches on Saturday. So with all that said, let's dive in. Let me just set the context here. So we're at the point of the game. It's a tight game. At this point, it's very early on, and we're in the 20th minute.
To give Liam Williams the chance to unbalance a defender or two.
So we have Wales with the ball in England's territory here and driving.
Off England white line, just stepping up and stepping up again.
Ooh!
Stepping up and stepping up again.
Wow. So, I mean, this is what I mean by just the courage here. I think someone posted me in the comment and said, yeah, you see 2 guys in front of you And you just think, bring it, right? And clearly that's the case, because this guy, there's very little chance that anything positive comes from this in terms of him making progress. But that's a big hit. That's a big hit. A brick wall, exactly.
See the work that John Mitchell
So you can see how far Wales is spread out. Ooh, another big hit.
Inside the first quarter, you realise how proactive this England defence is. Liam Williams goes hunting for a loose brick in the wall, but it's not on that side, though. They're going to get the call.
All right.
You are fine. Your tackler's still in there.
You're fine. Your tackler's still in
Still
there.
in there. You're not allowed to go in. You've got to get away, basically.
Before we contest.
There's some incredible hits out there.
So
Tipper thought he found a gap. It wasn't a gap.
help me understand. That penalty was because number 7 didn't move it away fast enough.
Timing is one thing, and using your whole body and your every ounce.
Just make sure I understand that. Give me any context I'm missing from what that penalty is. So it looks like Wales is chosen. They're not going for a scoring try on a kick. They're looking to kick it in touch. And then what? Take a line out down there?
That's what England have got with Daly. Yes, he missed that first kick, but you've got that option. You haven't with Ainscombe.
Ooh, God, those are big boys.
Lost the last one. You've got to make sure this one is secure. Incidentally, good to see Lee Halfpenny supposedly lining
All right,
up the red of the Scarlet
line out.
tomorrow.
This is so cool, like that coordination of pulling people up. All right, so they get it out.
To Parks, to Alangi, rushes out of the line. Davis,
And
Owens
they're
waiting.
feeding down the line.
Navidi not going to get through Sinclair's bear hug. Jones. Well, the forward's happy to do some hard yards around the
Yeah,
fringe.
these are hard yards. Oh, God.
Just being caught out a little bit shallow on those defenders on the
But we're
edge.
making progress. I mean, in terms of if you're rooting for Wales, you're making progress. Ooh, I love these little passes to the corner. And
Parks taking, but the ball
he just overkicked it.
overcooked, so they will go back for the call against
Or our boy 12 here needs to get a little bigger. If he had a little more size or ups, maybe. But that just looked like I believe that was the scrum half just overkicked it.
Level terms.
no arms tackle.
That's the same as Tipperick in the first half, wasn't it? So, okay.
Oh, wait, they were playing advantage. All right, guys, let's watch that again. I want to make sure I understand the penalty. So here,
Level terms.
okay, so because I didn't see his number, the guy like submarined under, and it said
Consistency.
no arms tackle.
That's what both sides need.
So because he essentially slid out under this Kyle Sinclair, that created a penalty, which gave Wales a chance. Make sure I understand on advantage. When you have advantage, you're allowed to attempt to play ahead and keep possession and essentially try to score. You try to score a try off of it or somehow take advantage, knowing that if that doesn't work and you lose possession, you get to enforce the penalty that was originally called back with the advantage. Is that true? Just let me know. I want to make sure I'm following that correctly. I'm going to skip forward just a little bit in terms of the setup here. We don't have to watch all that, do we? All right, so you got the fly half there. My understanding is typically the best kicker on the team. Maybe you guys can confirm if that's true for Wales. Pounding that little easy penalty kick through. So it makes sense to me too, because when you have advantage, you take that shot. You kick it down the corner on the pass, and you look to score, right? Because if not, you get the ball off a penalty anyway. So after they score, England had to kick to them. Okay.
They're just picking it old-fashioned almost, sticking at your jumper stuff. But again, this will be exited, I'm sure, from Gareth Davis, who started very well.
All right, so they're kind of playing it back with their feet. Now, he finally picks it up and kicks it. So I've seen this. He kicks it right out of the ruck.
Talk in the French papers
Ooh.
at the moment about
Ooh.
whether Reece Webb is going to be returning from Toulon.
Sets up England here on the attack. Oh, into 3 guys.
Be back into World Cup contention. Jeremy George
Oh,
will
man.
certainly be in World Cup
You know what,
contention.
too? I see what you guys have said in the comments. I mean, we're only in the 25th minute of this game, and
it's a beautifully weighted
these
kick.
guys are dirty. They've clearly already been pounding on each other, and we have 55 minutes to go.
Again, good defence, Liam Williams.
Let me deal with them. Don't step
You
across.
don't normally let a ball bounce. It's a cardinal sin because that could have bounced infield.
It's a good
Bounce
point.
of a rugby ball.
With the oblong ball like a rugby ball, you can't guarantee you're gonna know the way it bounces. So that's interesting. But because he did that, he gives Wales the line out.
England normally are this forceful in first quarter, but Wales haven't allowed that in this game.
But again, as a supporter.
So what are we in? We're in a maul here? Yeah, we're in a maul where they're stood up and pushing.
Don't start like that. But
And they get to keep going while they're tucked in this.
and you are going to get games that don't go your way.
Hold on. I just want to see that again. So this is interesting to me. So a little bit of explanation here would be great. This is my understanding of maul. They're pushing, but what are the rules on a maul? Clearly different than a ruck and a scrum, which of course had different rules, because I see the English player standing on the Wales side of the field, kind of dragging on the ball carrier. So excuse my language here, but what the hell is going on? I'd like to just get a little clarity here.
And twisting. And you are going to get games that don't go your way.
Well, England get the ball from the turnover, and here is
Oh, it's a turnover. So they had to give it up for some reason.
Twisting. And you are going to get games that don't go your way.
well, England get the ball.
Oh, and they get wide fast.
A real striking opportunity as Slade
Oh, yeah.
tries to sidle his way through his opposite number. Davis up
Sneak
to
it
the
back
task.
out
Really good
and start
ball.
driving.
Give it to me again. And England up in the ante noticeably.
They're
inside
moving.
the Wales 22.
You can see the pace picking up.
Youngs peels back to the right-hand side.
Ooh.
Courtney Laws gets a bit of his own
Ooh,
treatment
I've seen
this time.
I've seen a lot of you requesting Courtney Law videos. Oh,
Get the first try of the game.
that's a nice score.
Gets a bit of his own
It's a great
treatment this
try.
time.
So, question here. This seems like a really heady play. He sees the closest English defenders are piled into the ruck and focused on it. He immediately snakes the ball and runs out. My question for you guys is, can anyone pull the ball out of the back of a ruck? I mean, he's number 7, so he's not like your typical player. My understanding of like number 8 or number 9, the scrum half doing this. So can anyone do that? And then is this just a really strong, heady play by the English player, or do the Wales defense make a mistake here? Because this seems like the worst way to get scored on, someone just squirting out of a ruck with the ball and shooting right up the middle. It just seems like the one way you just absolutely don't want to get scored on. But you all tell me otherwise.
And England get the first try of the game. 26 minutes in.
All right, so that was the first block. I've got these all queued up so that we can just zoom through them quickly. Let's get into the second block here. There's 3 of these I want us to check out. So game's still tight. Second half here, 64th minute, and English kick it to clear it and drop it off to Wales. Ooh! Ooh! Nice! I haven't seen a lot of interceptions so far. You guys called interceptions as well in rugby? Ooh! Is that a knock-on? It would be, but it ends up in Wales' hands. And they get wide. Ooh, the little dummy, right? I don't know if he really sold him the dummy, but he tried to throw the dummy.
But Wales continuing to flow towards that England 22.
They're moving here.
Struggling back into position now is May, but he doesn't look like he's fully conversant with what's going on. And Wales are going to come and explore this right flank. Moriarty.
God, it's a battle.
Worked so hard to get the ball back to his scrum half. Hill.
They're just whatever yard they can get.
A major irritant
Meter.
for Wales at the breakdown. Nicky Smith, the Ospreys prop, renowned for his work around the
Just
field.
just
Doing
piecemeal,
some big things now as
meter by
Wales hit
meter.
double figures in their phase play.
And this is what they're doing. They just pick in and drive in old-fashioned rugby. Pick and drive. Pick
Okay.
and drive. Pick and drive.
So it's called pick and drive. So I'm guessing you just pick it out of the ruck and drive, you know, a meter or two ahead. You just fall forward. All right, we're getting a little wider.
Slightly wider, bigger though. Brought to ground by Jamie George.
And really,
Skipper.
my understanding of this is,
There's a roll and a
just real quick, my understanding is, so I can see the way the Wales team is lined up and they're sort of, you know, spread diagonal out, is you're looking to see an overcommitment, right? Like you're trying to drive, you're trying to, you know, pick and drive as much as you can, and you're looking for an English overcommitment to the ruck, right? So that we can end up with a man advantage out wide here on this far flank, and then pass the ball deep and just beat them that way, right? So kind of like we saw in the review or reaction we did to the Bledisloe 2018 match, I think it was game 3, where we saw the All Blacks score at the last second, just on this very thing.
North coming into the tight play.
There are a lot of white jerseys piled up here,
Davis.
which got to get you a little nervous if you're the English.
The Dragons' second rower doesn't find much way through.
Who are the Dragons? The Wales are the Dragons?
Small gains through 21 phases.
They're moving the ball. They really are. Okay, lost some ground
Now
there.
it goes out to the backs. Adams, no way through there. Launch very quickly out of the blocks.
Just driving, just
24 phases
squeeze
in
and
England
drive,
holding on to
man.
their
People
defensive
holding, you're
discipline.
pushing. And it's kind
Absolutely
of interesting too,
crucial.
because even though,
North.
one other point I think is really interesting is that even though you have your team, like you've got a pack of dudes standing behind you and to your side, it's not. So when I first would watch like clips of rugby, I'm like, oh, this is, you know, it's easy in the sense that, yeah, I've got this whole team here to help me stop this one guy with the ball. But that is incorrect, because if you can't stop him yourself, plus whatever other people they commit to the ruck to kind of, you know, I'm learning the details of it, but if you can't stop them without those minimal number of people, you put your team in a terrible disadvantage as you start to move out further along the wings on the field. So I think in some ways it's misleading. You see all of these white jerseys around, the dude trying to drag down the ball carrier, the ball handler, and you think, oh, okay, whatever, yeah, there's a bunch of guys, this is easy. But in reality, this really is kind of a one-on-one battle. And if you get beat as that defender, you've now put your whole team and the whole line into disarray. So once again, my interpretation, but that's what I'm taking away from this, is that it's much more of a mano-a-mano than I realized with a 15 person game.
Shoulder against shoulder, they're coming hard. Wales, England are matching them.
Pick and drive, pick and drive.
Okay,
Now
ooh.
it's out to Jonathan Davis.
18 offside.
The call.
Someone
goes
offside?
against Harry Williams.
So who's
There's an
offside?
advantage being played there.
Obviously England, or else that would have been a turnover.
Looking to-
Oh, trying to get out wide to the fullback.
Liam Williams finds no way through.
I've heard that name, Williams, before, I believe.
Wales go, but
In the
go
comments.
again, some 10 metres deeper. But still,
Oh, we're getting real wide on the field. Here's what I've been waiting for.
North up against the England defence.
Nice, but guys, is this a mistake? So I realize these are top-end athletes and I'm nitpicking, but I want to understand. So you see him out here wide. Let's pause right here. And maybe a second before this, honestly, a second before we get to this point, he hadn't quite had the outside English defender committed yet, but he did have essentially a worst case scenario. If he threw the pass out to number 12, a one-on-one on the wing, even if that other the last defender on the wing wasn't committed from England. So is it a mistake for this guy to try to force it 2v1 up the middle when the odds are pretty low for him making this, scoring a try off this, as opposed to getting it to the wing and maybe just beating the man, but at worst having a one-on-one. Let me know. I mean, to me, this is like, I know I'm nitpicking, but because I'm trying to understand, that looks like a mistake to me. Like, why would you have not wanted to give him the ball? But I guess maybe this is the safer play. And there they go, right? They score. So this is part of me learning. Maybe the safer play is, yeah, I'm not going to turn the ball over by trying to throw this tight little pass here. I'm going to push for as many yards as I can. I'm going to get taken down, but we're just pick and driving, right? And I feel like we can squeeze out a try off of that. So it worked for them, right? All right, so that was that one. Now let's go to the very last little phase here at the end. So here we are in the 76th minute, 5 minutes left. England just sent the ball downfield to Wales. Ooh, Williams kicked it up and snagged it himself. Look at this. Amongst everyone. That's cool. So we call it a take. Oh, dude, that dude freaking bought hook, line, and sinker that dummy because he got juked.
Parks looks to his captain.
Hands it back. Hands it back. Ooh, it's a nice run. And at this point, obviously, Wales is trying to just to put this out of reach by scoring on England. England just needs that ball back to have a chance, right? And they need possession. Ooh. Injury.
Who is going to blink first?
Was that the call just there? An injury?
An enthralling game, and not to be sort of carried.
Yeah, we're in. I'm going to skip forward through the clock being stopped. I think that makes sense here. So off of an injury, how do we restart this? On a scrum? That feels like the appropriate. Yeah, it is. Okay. Here we go. So because there's an English player hurt, Wales gets to put the ball into the scrum.
Land of my fathers sweeps round the stands.
All right, we got a call.
As they have to reset the scrum. Ellis Genge trying to make a difference now.
So this takes another 30 seconds to reset.
All right, so any advice or any tips on what I was just looking at and why the referee asked them to reset this and restart it?
Heading for his first ever win against Eddie Jones, can you believe? Eddie Jones with 7 wins from 10 against Wales, including that one, of course, with Japan. How big is this going to be? Not only in terms of the Six Nations, of course, but potentially from those quarter-final berths.
All right,
in the Rugby World Cup
dropping the ball in. Okay, so we got it in the back there, picked up, and okay, so same thing as before, that advantage call to Wales. I'd love to hear what England did to cause that, and then what exactly that means in terms of being able to take a shot here, and then if it doesn't work out for them, getting the ball back at the point of the infraction.
With the kick pass, Daly back
Ooh.
in position.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Wow. Holy cow. Guys, from an American who's watched the NFL his whole life and not rugby, this right here is the most impressive part of this play. The rest of it's awesome too, but the fact that man in a split second decides he's going to make this kick pass and kicks it, what, damn near 50 meters, like the length of the width of the field, on this type of accuracy. And dude, obviously, the athletic work of this guy, 11 here, got up over him, essentially tapped the ball to himself, tracked it back down. It was beautiful. That was really beautiful. Now, the one question I do have, is he allowed to do this? So he catches it, He's down. Oh, he's not tackled, right? So my understanding is you can't, once you're tackled, you can only extend the ball. You can't like crawl forward, but he's not tackled yet. So he can scurry forward. Makes sense. All right. That was awesome. I actually really liked that. Now, I know it was a little choppy, but I love being able to watch those blocks of time together, which led to important highlights and scores, tries, etc. But for me, it was fun seeing the continuity as opposed to just like 10 seconds of scoring. So let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel about the format. We can absolutely play with it. The next video that I'm going to do, released on Friday, won't be able to incorporate this feedback, remember, because I'm going to film it next after this, so it'll be the same kind of style as this one. But I'm looking forward to it. Really looking forward to the match coming this Saturday. Can't wait to see how that plays out. We'll get a video up, hear what you guys think about it, and like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. Peace.